Hello and welcome to Quiz Time. I'm Jess, and today we have a general knowledge quiz, but there are no multiple choices. So, can you guess the answers? 100 questions coming up. Let's go. What is the value of pi to two decimal places? It's 3.14. What is the name of the star at the centre of our solar system? It is, of course, the Sun. What is the sum of the interior angles of a regular hexagon? That is 720 degrees. What is the chemical symbol for heavy water? D20. What specific type of heating system commonly used in older homes relies on a central furnace and a network of ducts? Forced air heating. What is the formula to calculate the area of an ellipse? And that is the formula. What is the name of the energy currency of the cell? It is ATP. What is the name of the largest organ in the human body? A classic quiz question, but can you remember it? It is the skin. What is the name of the part of the eyes that focuses light? It is, of course, the lens. What was a popular family activity in the early to mid 20th century that involved gathering around a large cabinet to listen to news, music, and stories? Listening to the radio. What is the volume of a sphere with a radius of 3? It is 36, and that symbol again. What is the specific term for the art form that involves carving or modelling figures in clay, stone, or wood? Sculpture. What is the name of the process by which water vapour changes from gas to a liquid? Condensation. What is the specific name given to the first derivative of displacement with respect to time? Velocity. What is the name of the type of energy associated with motion? Kinetic energy. What is the name of the phenomenon where two or more waves combine to form a resultant wave of greater, lower, or the same amplitude? So I put my teeth in. It's interference. What specific machine, often featuring a rotating drum, was historically used to separate grain from chaff after harvest? Threshing machine. What type of camera, commonly used in the mid-20th century, used roll of film to capture multiple images? Roll film camera. What is the name of the type of energy stored in the nucleus of an atom? Nuclear energy. What is the name of the phenomenon where light spreads out as it passes through an aperture or around an edge? Diffraction. What gas, comprising about 78% of the Earth's atmosphere, is essential for plant growth due to its role in protein synthesis? Nitrogen. What are the three fundamental states of matter, excluding plasma and Bose-Einstein condensates? Solid, liquid, and gas. What is the name of the specific device used to measure the concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution? pH meter. What is the specific principle that states that the total energy of an isolated system remains constant? Law of conservation of energy. What is the value of 6? 6 factorial. $720. What was the primary method of delivering personal written correspondence long distances before the invention of telephones? The postal service. Do you still like your snail mail? What is the name of a mixture where tiny particles are dispersed through another substance? Colloid. What is the sum of the first 5 odd natural numbers? 25. What is the formula to calculate the area of a parallelogram? BH. What is the name of a mixture where particles are suspended in a fluid medium? Suspension. What is the name of the first full-length Technicolor animated film released in 1937? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. What is the name of the basic building block of matter? Atom. What is the value of the speed of light in a vacuum, commonly rounded to 3 significant figures? And there is your answer, another equation. What type of cookware, typically made from a heavy ferrous alloy, was commonly used on stovetops and in ovens before the advent of non-stick coatings? That's cast iron pots. What is the formula for calculating the circumference of a circle given its diameter? And that is the formula. What is the term for a style of early jazz characterized by collective improvisation, polyphony, and a focus on the front line of cornet, clarinet, and trombone, originating in New Orleans in the late 19th and 20th centuries? Dixieland. What is the function of antibodies in the immune system? It is to fight infection. What is the name of the force exerted per unit area? Pressure. In electrical circuits, what is the mathematical relationship between voltage, current, and resistance as defined by Ohm's law? V equals IR. What is the 10th number in the Fibonacci sequence, starting with 0 and 1? 55. What was the name of the most common type of horse-drawn carriage used for personal transportation in the 19th and early 20th centuries? Buggy. What was the name of the transfer of heat through the movement of fluids? It's convection. What genre of music, originating in Argentina in the late 19th century, is characterized by its passionate vocals, complex rhythms and themes of love, loss, and longing? That is the tango. What is the name of the distance between two successive crests or troughs of a wave? Wavelength. What genre of music, originating in the United Kingdom in the late 1960s and early 1970s, is characterised by its glam rock, aesthetic theatrical performances and catchy melodies, often associated with artists like David Bowie and T-Rex? Glam rock. What is the term for a subgenre of country music that emerged in the 50s and 60s, characterised by polished production, orchestral arrangements, and themes of heartbreak and lost love? Nashville Sound. What is the name of the boundary between the Earth's crust and mantle? Moho discontinuity. Who discovered the structure of the DNA molecule? James Watson and Francis Crick. Who is known as the father of genetics? Gregor Mendel. What is the name of the change in direction of a wave due to a change in its speed? Refraction. Which American singer, known for his distinctive voice and energetic stage presence, was often referred to as the King of Pop? Michael Jackson. What is the specific horticultural technique in which a shoot or scion from one plant is joined to the rootstock of another? Grafting. What was the name of the manual device, often made of wood or metal, used to remove wrinkles from clothing before the electric iron? It was a flat iron. What was a popular outdoor game for children in the early 20th century, often played with a ball and a series of numbered squares drawn on the ground? Hopscotch. What is the sum of the interior angles of a quadrilateral? (360°). In what year did the armistice that ended World War II in Europe take effect? 1945. What was the full name of the first human to set foot on the moon? It was Neil Alden Armstrong. Who was the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War? George Washington. Which ancient civilization centered in present-day Egypt constructed monumental structures such as the Great Pyramids of Giza? The ancient Egyptians. What was the primary commodity traded along the ancient network of routes connecting Europe and Asia, giving it its name? Silk. In what year did the passenger liner RMS Titanic strike an iceberg and sink in the North Atlantic Ocean? 1912. What was the name of the specific ship on which Charles Darwin made his famous voyage of scientific discovery? HMS Beagle. Name the 4 oceans in order of largest to smallest surface area. Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic. What is the name of a chemical reaction that involves the transfer of electrons? Redox reaction. What is the name of a device that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy? A motor. What is the term for a style of jazz piano playing characterized by its ragtime influences, stride bass, and improvisational flourishes popularized by pianists like Scott Joplin and James Johnson? Ragtime piano. What genre of music originated in the rural American South in the early 20th centuries, characterized by storytelling lyrics, acoustic instruments, and close harmonies, often associated with people like Carter Family and Stanley Brothers? Old-time music. What genre of music originating in Brazil in the 1930s and 40s is characterized by its samba rhythms, jazz harmonies, and romantic lyrics, often associated with Carmen Miranda and Dorival Caymmi? Samba cancio. What is the name of a substance that slows down a chemical reaction? Inhibitor. In what year did the storming of the Bastille, a pivotal event in the French Revolution, occur? 1789. What was the code name of the top secret research and development project during World War II that produced the first atomic bombs? Manhattan Project. What was the specific purpose of the fortified barrier that divided the city of Berlin from 61 to 89? It was to separate East and West Berlin. What is the specific name of the East Asian country whose flag features a red disc symbolising the sun? That's Japan. What was the name of the ancient network of trade routes that connected Europe and Asia, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and culture? The Silk Road. Name the three primary colours in the subtractive colour model used in painting and colour printing. Red, yellow, and blue. What is the title of the 1889 post-impressionist painting by Vincent van Gogh depicting a swirling, vibrant night sky over a small village? Starry Night. What is the specific name for a 14-line poem with a fixed rhyme scheme, typically written in a iambic pentameter? It's a sonnet. What is the title of the tragedy by William Shakespeare set in the Kingdom of Denmark about a prince seeking revenge for his father's murder? That is Hamlet. What is the name of the keyboard instrument commonly used in classical and popular music with 88 keys arranged in a chromatic scale? Piano. What is the name of a solution with a pH less than 7? Acidic solution. What is the name of a chemical reaction that absorbs heat? Endothermic reaction. What is the name of the substance that conducts electricity in an electrochemical cell? Electrolyte. What is the name of the galaxy that contains our solar system? Milky Way. What is the name of the closest star to our solar system? Proxima Centauri. What is the chemical symbol for iron? That is Fe. What genre of early 20th century rural American, South American music with storytelling, lyrics, and acoustic instrumentation associated with the Carter family and Bill Monroe? Bluegrass. What genre of music originating in New York City in the 1970s is characterized by its fusion of jazz, funk, and Latin rhythms, often associated with artists like Tito Puente and Celia Cruz. Salsa. Who developed the laws of thermodynamics? Sadi Carnot. What three types of electromagnetic radiation with wavelengths shorter than visible light? Ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. What is the chemical symbol for the element tungsten? That is W. Who proposed the heliocentric model of the solar system? Nicolaus Copernicus. What geological era is known as the Age of Reptiles? The Mesozoic. Who developed the theory of quantum mechanics? Niels Bohr. What is the name of a variant form of a gene? I apologise. Had my French head on. It's allele. What is the name of the observable characteristics of an organism? Phenotype. What were two popular genres of music that emerged and gained widespread popularity in the United States during the 50s and 60s? Rock and roll and Motown. What were two types of toys or games enjoyed by children in the United States during the 40s and 50s, often involving physical activity and simple materials? Marbles and hula hoops. What were two types of popular genres of radio programming in the United States during the mid-20th century? Radio dramas and comedies. What were two popular women's hairstyles in the 1960s? It was a beehive and a pixie cut. And your last one, what New York City-born music genre linked to CBGB and bands like Television had a minimalist sound and school aesthetic? Punk. So, how did you do today? Drop your score in the comments below and, of course, like and subscribe so you get notified every time we post a new quiz. And join us next time on Quiz Time.